How's it going? Welcome back. Today we have another unboxing video. Something a bit special as well, well, a bit different more or less. Not easily acquirable usually in Australia, unless you do international orders, which I have done this time. So, you already seen from the title. Let's get into it. So yeah, welcome back to the MTMR Railway. So today we're going to have a look at a lot of the stuff is lately going to be Japanese models because that's the main thing I collect honestly. In terms of this channel's content, which is part of the basically our form of Engage project. In any case, yes, we've got something which isn't Kato for once. It's made by Tomix. It's the Hello Kitty Shinkansen. Series 500, 7000 series. I assume that's the code number, 98662. Yeah, very nice little bit of artwork on the front. And once again, very nice. It's actually a very nice sleeve on this image. So Tomix is known as 3 different brands, and some people may know the other brands over knowing what Tomix is. So Tomix, Tomy and Tomy. Anyone who used to collect Old Thomas the Tank Engine toys, you will probably know Tomy pretty well. So yeah, very nice bit of artwork around the box. A lot of Hello Kitty Shinkansen. So yeah, I'm just collecting something special basically. And the good thing is this 8-carriage set. So this is the 8-carriage set. This straight up 8-carriage set is the complete set for the train, so no need for extra carriages. So pull off the sleeve, just pop it to the side just there. We get an image of the actual train, so with the same sort of text. So technically that sleeve isn't really needed from here on out. We got the little written stuff on the side. You could just take a read there. So yeah, so basically JR West painted up one of their 500 Series 500 units, which, so let's open it up. It's quite different. It's a plastic casing instead of the more like foamish sort of casing that's in the that comes in Kato. Open it up. Also a pretty nice quality, high durable. This is kind of is in like. Let's take out the instruction manuals. Just a piece of tape. There we go. Probably should tape. Make sure the tape doesn't tape anything, because yeah, it's not very much of a point to retape anything now. There we go. All right, let's have a look. So these are our instruction manuals in obviously proper full Japanese. So I can't read a thing as usual. Oh, it's a fold out. So you get a proper full size version so that you can actually see on camera, but. Yeah, so it talks about some of the detail parts. Yeah, some of the extra details. The sticker, oh, that we'll go through in a minute. Some other stuff. Loops, I guess. Length of the train. I don't actually know. Probably something to do. No, it doesn't make no sense either. No idea. So there's basically a whole diagram in the middle about where to put like the stickers and stuff. Not that I would even know because I can't read. And on the back, once again, we've got, parts, I think. Looks like parts. Yes. And body removal. Pretty nice, actually. So that's what Tomix does for their instruction manuals. Alright, let's get into what this stuff is. Again, not a clue what this is, honestly. It's like a full sheet of sticker, honestly, but it's not cut out or anything, so... But this is your yeah, these are your little stickers for the inside, but this is not even, I don't even, you have to cut these out manually. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, so that's for the inside of the lead power unit. No, not power unit, lead unit. So alright, I'm so confused at the moment. Anyway, so we've got our 8-carriages there. Let's just quickly have a look at the little bit extra detail stuff, I guess. Yeah, continuing stuff. That will be a little tool for the coupler, and then not a clue what these are. I think this is for like the roof, possibly. So yeah. Alright, let's get into the main show, shall we? Let's get the lead unit out. Obviously we'll just bring everything out. So carriage number 1. I love the nose on the 500s as well. They're really nice. Also what's kind of cool is it looks like that from here is the couplings are transfer power, which is kind of nice. So all the carriages are actually like transfer power through them, something that Cardo's stuff doesn't do. But yeah, and there we go. It's we've got Tomix Tomy underneath. So there we go. Okay, so that's carriage 1. Carriage now to take the stuff out is a little bit more interesting because the gangways are like fully sprung loaded things, and to grip them is a bit hard. This is your pantograph carriage, 2 of them. Carriage 3. I'm really slowly run out of space. I've now crashed the other end. 4. These are all just regular seating carriages now. There's nothing special with most of these ones. That's your motor. Whoa, that's nice and heavy. Traction tyres again on that wheel and that wheel. There's a nice bit of metal there. This looks like a metal chassis, which is pretty nice. So that's okay. Something's moving in there. 5, 6, which is actually stuck. Carriage number 6, your other pantograph carriage, number 7, and finally carriage number 8, your other driving unit, or would be power unit in real life, but driving unit in terms of the model train. So there we go. So that's all 8 carriages now out of the box. Let's get everything packed up quickly, and then we'll zoom in nice and closely so we can have a look at some of its details and its history. Alright, just before we jump into the history, because that's what we now do first, here's all the units lined up. Obviously when we do the close-up and so on, and first impressions, we're not going to look at every single carriage, so may as well, while we can, get this out of the way. These are all 8 carriages of the Hello Kitty Series 500. Yeah, not too shabby. You may have actually, I'm thinking the shot you may actually get a pan shot instead of the still shot that I'm actually just seeing on the camera at the moment. Anyways, let's have a look at the Series 500 and specifically Set V2's brief history. The 500 Shinkansen is the 4th generation high-speed train built for JR West. They were first introduced in 1997 to replace some of the Zero Series sets. The 500s were built by various Japanese rolling stock manufacturers and were capable of withstanding an operating speed of 320 kilometers an hour. 144 carriages were constructed for 9 sets, with 16 carriages per set. From their introduction, they were seen as unique, as the sharp nose compared to that of a Kingfisher and the non-flat-sided design both made the small fleet of the class stand out. Initially they worked on the Nozomi services, but from the introduction of the N700 series in 2007, the trains began being relegated to secondary high-speed services. Set W1, the prototype set, was withdrawn from service when the W sets were converted to the shorter 8-carriage V sets, with the 2 power carriages eventually being preserved. After the replacement of the Nozomi services, the remaining 8 sets were shortened into an all-standard 8-carriage set configuration and continue to operate the Kodama services. This model represents Set V2, the oldest of the operating Series 500s. In 2015, JR West painted the set into a special 500 Type Ava livery as part of a collaboration project with the Evangelion franchise, celebrating 40 years of the Sanyo Shinkansen and 20 years of the Neon Genesis Evangelion. The livery stayed until the 2018 collaboration with Hello Kitty, for which the train was repainted and still continues to operate to this day. Alright, well, on to the first impressions and close look. I've had to put this on the I finally remembered to do this. Had to put this on this, like, I don't know what it's called, cloth, just to stop it from rolling away. Doesn't mean we can't see the bogies correctly, but we'll have a look, because we'll break down into each unit, singular unit, and then for the motor unit we will not have the cloth because it doesn't need it, which is the furthermost unit. So we've got carriages 1, 2, 3 and 5. Let's have a quick look and see the have a quick spin and see the details around it. Actually, we'll have a look at them now, look at all of them now as our first impressions, then we'll break down per each carriage. And let's go do a quick spin. Let's hope it stays in frame. They do look rather nice, don't they? Right, what's it called? Obviously, as usual, the colours and the paintings and the decals have all been done very, very nicely. You can see interior seating, which is also pretty nice. You have a nice little logo right there that my camera doesn't even want to focus to. It does say JR West on it, because this is a JR West unit. The 500 is for JR West. So yeah, it all looks really, really nice. Not sure, this one's also got all the windows covered on this side. I'm not sure how it compares to the to a Kato variant of the class 5 of the Series 500, but we will have a look at a. I would like to have a look at a Kato version at some point. Honestly, I might even look into getting a few of the other Tomix ones, just to have a little bit of a comparison. Not really as many though, because yeah, it's a bit pricey if I try to get both of them. We can also see that unlike the Kato stuff, the gangway is a bit more simplified. They're not bad at all though. They match the purpose, and the couplings are all mono-directional, so you can't actually flip the carriages around by mistake and have them coupled up backwards or anything. So yeah, gotta love that nice profile of the 500 nose. It's such a unique nose compared to the rest of the fleet. And also, yeah, they've got really nice profiling on the cylindrical shape of the carriages and the outer shell. Something which apparently was actually pretty difficult in terms of the designing and manufacturing. So yeah, that's overall they look pretty nice as the first impressions. Again, let's break down into each carriage and we'll have a nice close look at each carriage. So first things first, carriage number 1. So here we are, this is unit number 1. Front driving unit is actually slightly different to the rear unit, but we'll just have a look at the front unit. Alright, so we can have a look at nice and clearly some of the details of this actual model now. As you can see, we've got all the glazed windows on the side which have been covered with paint. We've got the very nice paint job down the side. Very sleek look right to the point of the nose. I'm pretty sure it's got directional headlighting, and it will be those two bottom sort of window things that are your lights. You got your V2 on the top. This is set V2. There are 8 sets, if I recall, that were outside of the set 1, which was if I recall, was the prototype unit as well. You got your little, because of the sleekness of the nose, you can see how the bogie frame had to be sort of bulged out just so it makes sure that the wheels can be underneath it. Again, very nice printing down the side. You got your driver cab door there. You got your glazing, your proper glazing on this one. So this is the carriage that you would have to go and fit with stickers on the inside to make it so that, like the real train, basically. So you open it up, and there's space to put the stickers in there. At the moment, it's got nothing in it, obviously. Moving along, you've got your carriage number. Carriage number 1. And here's your gangway. As I say, it's a bit more of a basic sort of gangway, but at least it doesn't mean that the gangways will be sealed on when running, which will be kind of interesting. We'll see how that looks when it's running. And then we have our coupling. So our couplings on these ones, which are actually kind of nice. They transpire electricity through them because you can see the little pieces of metal on it. So that means it's all the carriages power each other, which is really kind of nice. Sort of all-wheel drive sort of thing, all-wheel powered, because obviously there's only one driver's unit onto the other side. Again, here are your covered windows. The thing is it looks pretty nice. It's not like they didn't put the effort of not putting windows there and then putting and then just painting it over. But this time they actually, like, I wonder if it's actually glazed on them. I feel like that would be something we can find out when if we ever open it up. So there we are. So that brings us back to the front of the driver's unit. So very nice as the first unit. Let's get on to carriage number 2, which is the carriage with the pantograph. Alright, time to have a look at the second carriage. This is actually carriage number 2, so kind of makes sense. This is the pantograph carriage, so it's a standard, from what I know, it's a standard sitting carriage, I think. But main difference of this one is it has a pantograph head. Put the light a bit lower, so you can see there are seats on the inside, which is really nice. These ones do, obviously the sitting carriages do have seats, unlike the first carriage that had the special exhibition for Hello Kitty. She's fitted with the more modernised single arm pans. So if I just pop her up, oops. So these pantographs are basically what was seen on this N700s and above. Eventually the whole fleet got them fitted, with the exception of the 100s and the zeros, obviously. These were just more efficient than the supposedly more efficient. I think it may have also been from standardising parts, because the Series 500s used to use a quite interesting arm pantograph of single, like a single stick which goes up vertically. So this is more a regular style pantograph, and it does mean that, again, only one in each direction, because there's two in an 8-carriage set. Anyways, let's zoom her in. So we've got carriage number 7. I don't even know what that is. 526 70004. As you can see, it is really nicely painted. There's a number 2 on the roof, marking carriage number 2. And there's the Hello Kitty logos again. Anyways, I think that's probably enough of a look. As I say, it's pretty much the same as the other one. You got a lot of nice details. A lot of it's moulded, but at this sort of size, and especially with the sleekness of these models, it kind of makes sense, because in most cases, having this sort of shape, it's very hard. What's it called? Most of the things would have been kept pretty aligned with each other to make sure it's nice and smooth. Let's jump over to carriage number 3. And just have a look at a more regular sitting carriage without the pantographs and stuff. Alright, here we go. This is carriage number 3. So let's just get in a bit closer to the model as usual. Well, let's just see how close it can get before the focus just dies. Here we go. Nice and close. So yeah, once again, same sort of finish as the others. Looks gorgeous. You can see all the seats on the inside. Yeah, it's honestly as expected. Looks really nice as usual. Once again, you've got your proprietary couplings on each side. Good, as I say, good thing is these are one-way couplings, so they will only couple up to each carriages in a set particular order. You can't rotate the carriages, sort of thing. So that's really nice to make sure that you don't make a mistake. So let's go for a more sudden pan. As I say, you got. In terms of undercarriage, you don't really have that much, again, because of the sleekness, and also because if I do pick it up, you'll realise that it's just flat underneath. So, on most of these, I think most of the coolant and stuff are all fitted underneath, because I don't see any radios on the roof, which means air conditioning is actually on the bottom. You can partly see the bogie there as well. And back to the other onto the other gangway, you've got your little Hello Kitty icon on the side of this end. This is the 527 carriage. So yeah, honestly, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm very interested to see how these couplings and especially these gangways work, because they look they're quite a bit different to the way that Cardo does their system. Well, yeah, there we are. Looking as nice as ever. In any case, let's make this quick. Let's go to the final carriage. Or at least final carriage rail picking. Alright, here we are. Carriage number 5, I think. This is also your motor carriage. So, zooming in, you can see all the seats for some reason now are blue compared to the other two, which are white, and also the seating height is a bit higher. That is because they have to fit a motor underneath it. So the motor does sit below the seats, and if it is all-wheel drive as well. It's, yeah, really, really nice. You get your ribbons down the side. Overall, I think the train's gonna look really, really nice connected to each other. Looking at what the real one looks like as well, and should all be nice and matching. So once again, we've got the other side. You can also have a look at the bogies now. As you see with the bogies, it's got the detail. It doesn't look bad. It's really hard to see is the other problem. Let's bring the light down a bit. It's got its shock absorbers, its suspensions, which is really nice. So they have modelled these little pieces of detail. But yeah, so once again you got your roof, well, what would be a roof connector to, if I recall, they connect like the power between the carriages in real life, of course. I think. Once again, you can see you're a bit like you're molded on the carriage detail sort of stuff. Again, fitting out with the streamlining of the rather difficult shape to construct, from what I've heard. So, and again, you've got your nice little numbers and stuff. I didn't say this. I look at how the finely painted logos and numbers and stuff like that. It's really, really nice that they've been able to do so finely put this sort of detail in. So let's zoom out and let's spin the carriage around the final back to the start, and let's zoom the camera out. Alright, so that's all. That's the 4 carriages that we've picked for this video. Carriages 1, 2, 3, and 5. 5 being the motor carriage. Let's go and take it down to the layout and have a look at how she operates. We're going to do a hour running in on the front carriage first before we do anything, of course, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So obviously we're not going to get too many running shots of the single units. That kind of looks funny, honestly. So let's head over to the layout. Alright, well here back at the layout, I can't see the screen, so that's always a good thing. We've currently got the train sitting off to the side of the camera, just there. I put the back in the box just to make it a bit easier to transfer. Carrying 8 carriages wasn't a fun thing. So in any case, as I say, we're going to firstly start off with just doing, we're going to just get the motor unit out. That should be carriage number 5. That is if it wants to come out the box. I'll place it in front of the camera. I don't think it matters which way I have it facing. We've got the re-railer currently on the track, so we'll make use of it instead of having to put down a railer for this. I think it's in frame. No, it isn't in frame. Oh right. Yeah, let's get it. Let's first rock it back and forth, and then we'll get it going on our test run. So, as I say, it goes an hour one way. Sorry, 30 minutes one way and 30 minutes in the other. And then we'll operate it, we'll have a look at how this new coupling mechanism works, because it looks like it's just a pin, should just clip in nicely. More of a question is how to take it back out. In case, let's get it moving. Actually, let's rock it first. I just realised my massive head was probably causing a massive shadow on half the layout. Not too bad. It's just per normal, honestly. So we'll get it going in this direction. We'll give it about 50% on the controller, and then there she goes. Alright, we finished it running in. Actually took a little bit longer than planned. The model was running normally, but I didn't have the time to fully finish running it in and start the recording, so it's actually been... yeah. Anyways, I had to play around with how the couplers work. The couplers are actually kind of tedious. They don't work too well coupling up on track, so we'll have to do it off the track for this thing. Which means this unit will actually have to come off the track again. Maybe you can do it on the track, I don't know. It's just I just found it a little bit difficult. Maybe over time I'll get used to it, but for now it's kind of difficult. Yeah, I currently have the controller. I don't like to put the controller on a box, but I kind of had to, and that's a moth. Alright, that wasn't a moth, that was a mosquito. Goal of this, it's approaching summer in Australia at the moment. There's been a lot of floods lately, so the mosquitoes have just boomed up. It's really, really annoying, and I'm allergic to them. So anyways, let's give a quick show of how these couple up. So as you know, we've got the two pins on, come on, focus. So we've got the two contact pins that actually goes into two contacts on the side of the other one. So they just slot in pretty nicely like that, and then they just hold in like that. The issue with putting them on the tracks and trying to do it is because those pivot as well as the bogies, there's nothing to fully, like, you can't actually hold them. Probably not that much of an issue, but it's just difficult. So anyways, it's more than likely I'll probably go and do this off the camera because it's going to be somewhat difficult to do. So I'll get them all off the camera, and then we'll load them onto the track as one massive line. They seem pretty easy to pull apart as well, just a little tug gets them off. I'll watch around this room a little bit, I don't want to get bitten. I want to see how well the conductivity works on it, so yeah, we'll get these loaded on, and we'll put them onto we'll put them on this track, so yeah, we'll get them loaded on, and then we'll give it a run as a full lot. Alright, there we go. We've got the whole set of 8 units now parked up in the platform. It doesn't fit in the platform as usual because the platform's meant for 6 carriages. Really need to go and see if I can get one more platform extension, or one or two more, make it full length. Mind you, I don't know if Shinkansen platforms usually use the islands, so might have to go and get these single-sided ones. Anyways, I guess we can get a moving. We'll get a go towards the camera, primarily run towards the camera because the layer drops this way, not goes up, so it's better for the motors. Right, take it away, Series 500. And just for the sake of things, just before we stop talking, if I just move around to the camera, following the train, you notice that you've got forward headlights, and then you've also got rear, you should have rear tail lights, which you can't really see that easily. But yeah, so directional headlighting, once again, I think you may have to fit your own internal lighting, but there we go. Let's go and get some moving shots. Stopped off the train for a quick second. Here's a little just PSA, just remember with this sort of stuff is the panographs are really, really small, and they really do fall off very easily. So it's not from this carriage, it's actually from the one that should be up for this run. So I was actually about to push it up and went, hang on, where's the pan gone? So we'll get that quickly refitted, and then we'll run with the pan up here on out. Always watch out your details. Alright, there we go. That is Tomix's Hello Kitty Special Edition Series 500's Shinkansen. Yeah, pretty nice as for its first impressions. As we know, this is not a review specifically. We'll undertake a proper review later on. We'll probably do the review based on I don't know, probably more like a 500 sort of review, Series 500. So that may be a while because I may have to look into getting a regular 500 first, depending if it comes from Cardo or Tomix. But yeah, there you go. It's not a bad model at all. Operates pretty much as well as the other one. The details, I've noticed a few things like the pans and stuff are a little bit more basic compared to the Cardo stuff, but definitely it's not bad at all. It's for something that feels honestly a little bit more durable. It feels like it may what's it called? There's less things to fall off. But yeah, definitely a very, very nice model. Unfortunately, still uses traction tyres, but I've noticed that all the Japanese stuff, with the exception of the steam engines and locomotives, I think, still uses traction tyres on the power unit. But I'm pretty sure it would be easy if they just gave us a second power unit, possibly, or yeah, actually no, that's not the good idea either. Whatever. Yeah, but for 8 carriages, surely it'll be fine without one, but never mind. As I say, it looks stunning, painted up really, really nicely, very nice decals, something different for the fleet indeed. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed joining me for this, well, kind of special-ish review, sorry, unboxing. And yeah, we'll catch you all in the next model railway unboxing review video.